It's had this problem of assimilating. You tell me one country in Africa where they're not going around and cutting one another's heads off. I'm serious. There's not just black on black crime here in Chicago, but you've got all from the Sudan to Nigeria to those countries that border the Sudan to the Congo, all up and down the whole area of Africa. You've got black on black.
Bad Chicago, ain't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So it's not unusual to me that you would have black on black crimes here, because they're very much like my relatives, the American Indian. There was always a fighting one another, and they kept one another so weakened down by fighting one another that they couldn't hardly beat anybody else.
Now, let me tell you something. The first half of this show will be uploaded second because I had it going out on the wrong channel, but it's saved, and I'll put it up when I put this one up. Okay. And you missed some good stuff, but it'll be along.
Well, yeah, really.
And the next thing is, if anybody's interested in some Dixie concrete, or this concrete in general, you need to think about Dixie concrete.
Yeah, you do, because they got the best concrete and the hardest concrete known to man.
562, 5656.
And they can do it any way you want it. Anywhere from pouring sidewalks to retaining walls to floors, beautiful floors in a grocery store. They can do it all.
They've got complete septic system. You got to fill them up yourself. And they have got sand and gravels.
Yeah, they do. You need some sand for your cat?
And some gravels for your slingshot?
Right. It's going down there. Got some of that pea gravel.
Got them little rounders.
Pea dabs, you know.
Yeah. Dixie Concrete. Good people.
Cannot beat them.
Just while we're at it, might well tell people I'm getting fixed up a little for winter and heading more so toward that in that direction. You need to go down and see Digger and get acquainted with him good, because wintertime's coming on. You're going to have somewhere to buy your propane.
Right, and with Obamacare coming, not just winter, but Obamacare coming, I'm going to have 200-pounders filled up, 2 35-pounders filled up here shortly, 1 40-pounder filled up, and 9 20-pounders filled up.
What are you going to do with them?
Well, I'm going to use them if I need. If not, if somebody wants to exchange them out, I'll exchange it out for them.
Well, I tell you what, I got, that's 562-5444 right in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler.
Right. Need to. That's Baskin Wilson's propane.
Usually talking about Obamacare. My insurance guy called me today telling me the changes we're going to have to make in the next month or two to get ready for January on Obamacare. He told me that my 2 kids and me on the same policy till they're 26, if I didn't get any supplementation, it only cost us $17,000 a year.
I don't see how they can afford to sell it.
I don't either.
Well, mine right now,
$1,500 a year a month. $1,500 a month. I'll just have to die. I can't afford that.
Right now, my Medicare and my supplement runs me somewhere in the neighborhood of $120-some a month.
Is that counting what they deduct for your Medicare?
Yes, what they deduct for Medicare and what I pay for my supplement.
You used to have to be 65, don't you?
Huh?
You used to have to be 65.
Yeah.
They don't hold you back like they do on Social Security.
Yeah. So that's somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,500 a year it's costing me for my insurance.
Well, my young'uns is going to get robbed if they don't do something.
Right. But I haven't paid the penalty.
Well, that would be the simple thing to do.
Yeah.
But I think you have to pay the penalty and buy the insurance too. Pay the penalty and buy the insurance and go to jail.
Maybe.
It's going to be fun.
Well, I say people, I don't know why in the world people are not riled up now.
They will be.
Oh yeah, but that's too late. That's like getting mad rather than picking a fence, getting mad because the cow got out, you know. And Of course, you know, he's trying to work it where the Republicans are to blame for everything, but I want to say right now, there was not a single Republican vote cast for this Affordable Health Coverage Act.
What about in the House? Wasn't any House votes either? I know there wasn't anybody in the Senate. Yeah,
Nobody,
you're right.
Nobody in the House
You're right.
voted.
Because they couldn't do anything anyway.
All right, because Pelosi had the majority, you know, and she's the one that said that you have to pass it, and then you could, and they passed it, and they still don't know what's in it.
I know it.
20,000 pages.
Now they told me, they sent me a check last year, a rebate on all our insurance. Altogether we got back about $100.
Okay.
But it's going to cost $17,000 next year.
Right. Well, folks, you might as well wake up. You need to wake up now. You got Tea Party up there camped outside of Boehner's office now. And now is absolute. I don't know why in the world the Republicans, I'm talking about the Hanflank Dunk and what's his name, Lamar Alexander, that bunch, they're afraid to stand up for anything, even if they're right. Hey, even if they're right.
I don't want to pet you, you won't leave.
Right. Give him sugar. Give him some sugar. Okay?
You bit me.
Oh my goodness, these are my babies. But let me tell you a little bit about how terrible our insurance policy is now. Okay, without the Affordable Care. I went today to have my eyes examined. Okay.
Yep.
And I found out something I already knew. I couldn't see, you know, but I might have some cataracts taken off.
Ain't nothing to it.
I know that, you know, the only thing is 2 trips because I won't do but 1 eye at a time, you know. So
in your case, it'd take 3.
well, as long as you don't start working on the wrong thing. All right. Now, while I was in the eye clinic, they took my blood pressure, and it was sky high. Now, 3 months ago, it was 121/67. Today, while I was in there, it was 205/95.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I went to my regular doctor after I left the eye care, and it was about an hour after it. And when I got there, it was down to 172/65. Okay. So they gave me an EKG, they did blood work, all sorts of tests, and when I left there, I wound up with 3 bottles of medicine. I remember where I put them.
They give you any smart pills?
2 for cholesterol, and 1 for, it said my, not cholesterol, 2 for my blood pressure, and 1 they said my cholesterol was a little high. Now, all of that, my eye visit, my doctor's visit, was paid by my insurance. It's a terrible insurance program we have now. My medicine cost me a $22 copay. It was $75 and it cost me $22 copay. Now that's the kind of terrible insurance that we're having to replace.
Let me tell you about my terrible insurance. It's got a $5,000 deductible. When I had cataract surgery, I had these here drops I had to put in my eyes before. So I go down there and they say, you got insurance, and I say no because I know it ain't going to pay anything. So they charge me $92,000 a gallon for that stuff. Now, I didn't get but a couple ounces. Okay. They're not that much. But it ended up costing me, one of them was $110 and the other was $130 for 2 little old bottles. I could have swallowed them.
Right, okay.
One at a time. Well, okay. I went back the next time. I found out if I'd tell them I had insurance, that it'd be cheaper. What do you think I paid for them after I told them I had insurance, but the insurance didn't pay anything?
Right. How much?
less than $40.
Okay.
Now, here's the point.
Right.
That insurance company has worked out a deal with them people to pay them
Less money. Charge them
about
less money.
less than a fourth.
Right.
No, way less than about 10%, 15%. Right. But I'm in there paying cash, and they charge me full price.
Right.
Now that's the reason that things are so high, and we need to get the insurance people completely out of it, and let's pay cash for all of it, and they'll be tickled to death to get it.
Right.
I tried to make a doctor's appointment last week, and the doctor asked me what kind of insurance I had, and I told him I had Blue Cross, and he said he wasn't taking no private insurance, and I said, well, I can pay cash, and he said, well, I can't take that.
You gotta be kidding.
No, I swear.
What kind of insurance do you want?
I reckon he wanted 10 care or something, I don't know.
Somebody that didn't care how much money they paid.
That must have been it.
Yeah.
Pay him so much whether he does anything or not.
Right.
But I told him I'd pay cash, I wasn't broke. So I just called a different person.
Well, but now mine has no deductible.
That's because you got a supplement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does too. Well, you got the
I got Medicare.
yeah, but you got that there supplemental policy
Right,
that takes
yeah.
care of the deductible.
Right. The last time I went for my physical examination, they did run all these tests and everything. And the total charge was $293, and the insurance company paid $294, paid a dollar over. And I would expect this time when I get totaled up on the doctor's visits and everything, either pay all of that and I'll just pay a copay on my medicine. So
When you gonna get your eyes fixed?
I go back. Well, they're gonna call me for my appointment. I didn't get the appointment made today, and
You know where you're gonna go?
Knoxville somewhere. Don't know where. Did you go down here for your
I
original?
went to Oak Ridge.
Oh, for your original examination. Your first examination. Well, I went down here at the Pollock Eye Clinic.
Well, I hadn't been to eye doctor in 15 years. I just knew it was time to get them fixed, so I went.
Well, I'd never been to an eye doctor.
You never had glasses of no kind?
Never have.
Well, I've just been a time or two to get reading. I went and got reading glasses. The only other time I ever went was when I got something in my eye one time.
Right.
But I just kept buying reading glasses, and whenever...
Well, I still read good without glasses, okay? And especially if the light is bright, I read the warn ads or anything, you know. But I've noticed that from a distance, and I know this road runs east and west, most of the time light shine in your face, but it's hard to tell from a distance whether that light is red or green.
Well, I don't have trouble. I never had trouble with that. I got so I couldn't hardly drive at night because as long as I was driving out on the back roads and there wasn't no lights but mine,
Yeah.
I could see fine.
Yeah.
But if I met a car, I was blind.
Yeah. Well, I drive pretty good at night. Don't bother me all. But that's the only thing I noticed that say I top the hill there at Coffee's
Yeah.
place there, and looking down at Eagle Bluff at the top light, hard for me to tell the top of that hill whether that light was red or green.
Well, I didn't have trouble with distance. My trouble was any kind of light. It
Right.
blinds you because of the cataracts.
Right.
And I'll tell you something else. When I first started getting them, I got till I could read fine print again.
Right.
It actually improves your vision
Right.
as it first starts to form.
Right.
And I got till I could read fine print for about 6 months.
Because you could focus.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. You know, when I got older, when I was in my mid-40s, I got to having reading glasses. That's all I ever had. And then whenever I got cataract, as I got older, they got a little stronger. Never did wear very strong glasses. But when I got cataracts, there was a time there, started with one eye, and I could read fine print with that one eye.
Right. Well, one of my eyes is a lot better than the other. My left eye is a lot better than my right eye.
Well, my right eye, I was blind in my right eye, legally blind in my right eye when I went. In fact, wasn't supposed to drive. Both
Right.
eyes. When I went to get it fixed, it's the best thing I ever done. Cause I don't wear glasses except if the light's like this, I don't need glasses.
Right.
If it's darker, I'll wear reading
Right.
glasses. And I've heard people talk about their eyes are getting worse when they were tired, and I never did believe none of that because mine was always the same when I was
Right.
tired and wasn't.
Right.
But now, since I've got these lenses, I'm more likely to need reading glasses if I've been up a long time.
Right. Okay.
But I can read. I mean, if I have to, I can read. I mean, I don't have any trouble. Anything from there out, I'm fine on. But if
Right.
it's small, I have to get it up
Right.
here, then
Yeah,
I need.
I told him, I said, sometimes my arms are too short.
Well, when you get it out there where you can see it, it's so far away you can't tell what it is.
I was real pleased with the fact that for us to have such sorry coverage, medical coverage, that I was able to go to the eye doctor today. I was able to go to the medical doctor today. Probably will have no out-of-pocket expense at all. And the only thing I had to pay was copay for 3 bottles of prescription.
Well, here's the thing about it. Insurance should not pay. I mean, you've done got an agreement. I'm not faulting you for doing what you've agreed on. But insurance should not pay for doctor's visits. It should not pay for anything less than $500. It should be for emergency stuff unexpected or something really big. And if they'd quit paying for every time somebody wants to go to the doctor just because, you know, I ain't seen the guy in a while and I kind of like him, if they'd quit paying for foolishness and do like they do car insurance. I've got a $250 deductible on my car insurance, but they never have offered to start paying for my oil if I go ahead and make the $250 payment.
Right.
I got to buy gas for it. I got to buy oil for
You
it.
got a $250 payment on your liability?
Yeah, no. If I on fixing my car. In fact, I don't even have full coverage now.
Right,
But when I did have, I had
Right, okay.
$250 deductible.
Right, I always carried $500 deductible when
Well, that's been a while back since I had it.
yeah.
But
and,
the whole point is, it shouldn't cover routine stuff. That
it
drives
shouldn't
it up
cover
everybody.
maintenance.
No,
Well, nowadays people don't want to be healthy.
Yeah.
They want to be treated. That's all, you know.
well, it's just like politics. You can't go to Jacksboro and get a yes or no answer on anything. They'll run it through somebody else, and it's somebody in Nashville's fault. I ain't talking about the law. I'm talking about if you want to get your property assessment changed or something like that. It's always somebody else's fault that ain't here. It's in Nashville. It's federal government. It's always somebody else's fault. Well, that's what has made insurance so expensive. Is you always want to just walk in, do what you want to do, and walk away from it, and never look back, and don't care what it is because somebody else is paying for it. As long as somebody else is to blame.
See, the problem is that industry should not ever have started providing insurance. They ought to give people the money to buy their own insurance, and what they saved went in their pocket.
They wasn't allowed to do that.
Huh?
They wasn't allowed to do that. This started in World War II when they had price and wage controls,
Right.
and they didn't have enough workers because a lot of people was fighting a war.
Right.
So these manufacturing companies started offering health packages and stuff with it in order to entice workers to come, and that didn't count against their wage and price control.
Right.
And of course, it worked out good till they run out of money.
Right. Well,
What have you found, dog?
that's what's happened. You know, they run out of money because of the way they've done it, and I don't know what is going to be the solution, because it was said many, many times ago, when you can bribe enough people with their own money, and that's what they're doing. They're taking our own tax money and catering to every whim and fancy that the non-working population desires. Not
You're
the
scratching my leg, though.
yeah, okay. Hey, you have to cut them toenails. Yeah. Is that right? You just took right up with Ronnie, didn't you? You
Yeah,
don't do
bite
that
me
with
again, won't
anybody,
you?
know. She usually don't do that with just anybody.
You bit me the first time I ever seen you.
Yeah, I know.
You know, we need to tell them about Vitalcare in case somebody gets dog bit.
Yeah, we do. I thought, they told me all that junk at the eye clinic. I thought I was going to have to call Vitalcare to get to the hospital. Which I've done before.
Yeah, I know. 5629370 if you need a ride to the hospital. Is that right? 5629370?
Right. That's exactly the number, and they will carry you with tender loving care, just like they did me when I drank all that bad tomato juice. And so I tell you, we're going to have to teach Ronnie how to scratch fleas.
I already know, thank you.
Over there and give
I already know, thank you. You'll get fleas from me, dog. And by the way, if you get to needing to work on your old car or your new car, either one, or anything else mechanical, and I went up there and checked on a part for my forklift. He said if he didn't have it in stock, he'd get it overnight.
For what?
A tie rod end for a forklift.
Okay.
Up there at Napa Auto Parts across my
But you can get it, right?
He said he probably had it stocked. If he didn't, he could have it next morning.
Right.
And I didn't want to be out there with one wheel hanging loose and nothing to put back on it.
Well, you could get you a stick and guide that one wheel.
I guess could. We used to do that in them cars we made. We used to have a rope on them, pull them this way and that way, and every now and then something would get out of kilter and it'd run like this. 5629406.
Right.
Yeah, 9406 for Napa.
9406 is what it is.
Well, you got about 8 minutes to tell them what else you got going on.
Well, I don't know what else is going on, except we get an awful lot of, I don't know what channels you folks watch when you're watching the news, but you get a completely different slant on things from Fox News and what you get in with ABC, CBS, and NBC.
I can't get Fox here anymore.
Why?
Well, I never did supposed to be getting it, but they hooked me up, and then they unhooked me. And today, they wrote me a letter and told me I was getting it, and it wasn't my fault, and they was going to disconnect it 2 months ago. Well, I come in and turned it on yesterday, and it didn't work.
Okay.
Well, I come in today, and it still didn't work. And I called them, and they sent this signal out to it and turned it back on.
Right.
Well, I don't get the premium channels now,
Right.
which is all right. I didn't even sign up for television.
Right.
I just got it so I'd have internet
Right.
and a telephone.
Right.
But, you know what I got on channel 12?
Why?
Anderson County.
Really?
Yeah.
How
I can't even watch us no more.
How about that? Well, look, if you want Fox News, we will just run a splitter. I'm serious, run a splitter off mine down here.
I ain't hearing that fooey. I've got it on the radio.
Right. Okay.
I've got it on Sirius Radio.
Right, but if you want Fox down there, we just run a splitter off of mine, and there won't be no trouble. I got the splitter up there.
Well, these buildings all joined together. It'd be legal, I guess.
Yeah, sure, I reckon. Well, it ain't joined to that motor home.
I reckon it is. Plumbing's hooked to it.
Well, what I was saying, you get a completely different outlook on things. None of the big three, ABC, NBC, and CBS, has had anything to say about the Australian baseball player that got killed in Oklahoma. Absolutely nothing at all. They asked President Obama, wasn't Baghdad Bob, it was one of the other spokesmen for him, and they didn't know anything about it, They were not familiar with it. And then you had the...
Well, that's because Obama looked like them guys that shot him.
Yeah, there you go.
And by the way, that white guy that was in on the shooting,
Right.
he ain't no whiter than Obama.
No, I know that. Yeah, I know that, but it sounded good to say 2 blacks and 1 white.
Well, he's just half white.
Right, but what the point I was really going to make here is that if it's anything, if it's a black on white crime, you get no coverage on the 3 major channels. I don't care who it is, if it's black on white, or if it's black on black, you get no coverage. The only time you get any coverage is if you have a white on black situation. And the three kids, three guys that jumped on, black guys that jumped on the one white kid down in Florida, there was nothing on your mainstream media about that. The white kid, what was it, 7 months old, something like that, they got shot in the face by the black guy. There was no mention on any of your major newscasts about that. So we have you know, for a long time, they would not put any pictures in the Knoxville Sentinel of crimes committed if they were black. Now, I might mention that Chicago is not alone in its crime violence. There was 19 cases of breaking and entering Monday night in Knoxville. That's 19 cases of breaking and entering.
They had somebody robbed a credit union over at UT on campus today.
Yeah, today?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, things are going to get a little bit worse as these people who are used to being able to come by money so easily for their drugs. Things are going to get worse.
That a fella told me today he bought food stamps and used them. And I said, well, I ought to, but I never have done that. I just be ashamed to use them. He said, I ain't ashamed to use them. He said, I have to pay for them. I have to pay half price on them. Them guys that sold me didn't have nothing in them.
Right, there you go.
I had never thought about it like that.
Right. They done bought them anyhow. Bought them one time.
Yeah, he said he didn't get them for free. He had to pay for them.
Right. You know, I did carry a little 32 around, you know, but I found me a 357 that fits in the pocket just as good as that 32.
I ain't never seen one of them.
Nah,
I ain't never seen one of them.
I'll show you one.
Is it a revolver?
No, it's a
Automatic? Glock?
Yeah.
Folks, we got to go. We'll be on tomorrow night, though. I got to tell you about Circle R Metal tomorrow night, too. We got some stuff going on.
Right, and I've got some good stuff up at Bob's Salvage and Surplus that you just need to come by and take a look at.
Happy trails, everybody. I'll
See ya.
have the other half of this show hooked up here some way before long.
See you tomorrow.